watching this, because I mean, who's lived through this? I haven't. There can only now be two scenarios, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, either as we speak or immediately or have already. Either you do such a major strike that you knock out Pakistan's ability to harm you in the immediate short term future. So, if they are still sending whatever drones, they are trying to throw the kitchen sink, but you have to knock out their radar stations, knock out their ability to have air superiority. So, they have to give up the fight in the next day or so. We are capable of doing a strike. We have enough missiles to do it. You don't even have to send the Air Force. You can just press the missiles and you can take out most of these targets. So, particularly either you go down that route, that you just make it impossible for them to fight with a preemptive strike on everything, and that is possible, or something has got to change within Pakistan. Now, that is either Asim Munir goes, something has got to change, because we can't wake up in the morning having put Bhatinda and Jalandhar under air raid warning and say we still did just the same tit for tat, tit for tat. The tit for tat will continue for how many days?
So, Rishabh, right now, let me put it this way. Asim Munir is not the problem. The institution is the problem. So, one Asim Munir goes, another will come.
Fair enough.
What is happening right now, I can say with a lot of responsibility. In the morning, we have been using loitering munitions to take down all the air defense systems, primarily of the Chinese origin. Right now, I can say with personal responsibility, what is being used against Pakistan in major cities is far more devastating than the loitering munitions that have been used in the morning. I don't want to reveal anything more because we are in a respectable channel, so let the government confirm it. But what is being used right now is not drones, but far more powerful, because once you have sent F-16s which have crashed in India, that means you have already, it's no more an act of war, it's a declaration of war. Once you have a declaration of war, that means you can do whatever you want. So right now they are being pummeled, especially in those cities where the air defense system is already down and out. So there are chaos happening. I can say it with responsibility. A few hours ago, many private jets took off from Pakistan. We don't know who were in those, but many of them have left for either Middle East or UK or Europe. So there is
that's the senators who said they would leave, and the generals evacuating their families for obvious reasons. Yeah, go ahead, Bijashah, go ahead.
I told you earlier how ghastly a war is, right? Now, the sad state of affairs is, the reality is, in Pakistan there's no middle class. There's either upper class or there is lower class. The upper class, as Parakrit just rightly said, they will exit the country. They'll go off abroad to Western countries, the Gulf countries. Where will the lower class go? Where will these poor laborers go? And what is their fault? Because the leadership has let them down. So, basically, it's about time that General Asim Munir, Shahbaz Sharif, the government, the president of Pakistan, if at all he has any powers, no, they don't have though. But then Asim Munir definitely should call, who calls the shots, who's the de facto head of Pakistan, should actually care for his own people. Don't make them die like this.
Okay, I have more breaking developments coming in, and this is in amidst a lot of serious news. And any other day this would have also been unprecedented, but here it is. I have just been informed from our sources that India has now started securing its ports. Mudra Port, which of course is in Gujarat, has now cancelled all further berthing operations. In Kandla, all port vessels have been asked to turn their lights off. All ship movement has now been stopped till the break of dawn. I repeat, in Mudra Port, all berthing operations have been cancelled. In Kandla Port, all vessels have been told to switch off their lights. So, a blackout is in effect in Kandla Port. Shipping movement has now been stopped till daylight hours. So, till dawn, no ships which would otherwise been operating, berthing operations happen 24/7. All of this is done. Rakesh, my colleague, will be joining us to put information on this. Patikrit, well, if you wanted to see a naval front, something is cooking.
So Rishabh, let me put it this way. There's a formation led by INS Vikrant, which is very near to the Karachi port, and all of them are carrying, the Kolkata destroyers are carrying BrahMos, which is an open source information. I'm not saying something confidential. And once Pakistan is terribly on the back foot right now because they have a huge problem with, ammunition and fuel, they will try to target India's critical infrastructure because they know that the kind of economy India has, if critical infrastructures are targeted, it would really hurt India. So that is the reason all the critical infrastructures in the country are now being not only being under that air defense umbrella, but all other measures is being taken to ensure that they're secured. I think we are reaching a stage where Pakistan has realized that what they did on 22nd April is much more than what they can take for, because they did not expect the kind of retribution that Prime Minister Modi has given. And today, the swarm attack they did, the counter strike that is happening right now is not with drones anymore. That is all I can say. And therefore, looking at the worst case scenario where the Pakistan might, at least some of the ROC generals might try to do something desperate. So this is the reason, like airports, seaports, and all other critical installations, including the refineries, are being put under extra layer of security. Of course, the ones across the Gujarat have dedicated air defense systems meant purely for the refineries and other installations. And one more thing, with your permission, Rishabh, the activation of alertness is not just across the northern and the western borders; it is equal in the eastern borders. So right now, the preparation that has been taken for any kind of eventuality is not just for the Pakistan borders alone; it is also for the Chinese borders, for the Bangladeshi border, for the Myanmar border. You have same level of activation all across. There are drills happening. Yesterday, the Jaguars flew across Patna. There are massive, patrolling happening this side as well.
Yes, you're correct. And this is not secret information. You're right. You're correct. What specifics we don't know. But yes, if you're saying that we are equally worried about Bangladesh and Arunachal and even the Bhutanese border, yes, absolutely. There is no cause of concern yet, but push comes to shove. What you can expect these guys to do is to be moving into forward formations just to tie down your troops. Push comes to shove. They won't do anything, but they'll threaten to do something, and that is generally done as a tying down exercise. So you're forced to keep troops deployed in places which would be away from the Western Front, and that's the best the Pakistanis can hope for. Or maybe even that won't happen. Who knows? Who knows what can happen? Okay. Mr. Wagmar, let us attempt now, because I don't know whether for the next 24 hours that conversation is digestible in either Delhi or Islamabad, but let us attempt that if de-escalation was to happen at this now advanced stage, what would that entail? What would be a prerequisite for India, in your opinion, for that to happen?
That the camps are closed down once and for all and no cosmetic gestures are undertaken, as Musharraf did in January 2002 under pressure from President Bush Jr. Following the December 2001 Parliament attack, if you recollect, and which was the first time, Rishabh, towards the end of Jan, early Feb, when Musharraf went on air to say, yes, there are these camps and we are going to take a no-nonsense attitude towards closing some of them down. And, he was literally pushed into doing that. Well, as much as Washington could push them, which was in the middle of the war on terror, if you recollect. But these were but cosmetic gestures. So precious little can be expected from Pakistan. I think the Indians are not going to buy anything from them because it completely strains credulity. Even if the Chief of Army Staff of Pakistan were to state so otherwise and assuage the global community, and who would in turn prevail upon New Delhi that, look, he means well and he intends well, but India can retort back with a very robust rebuttal that we've been here before.
Yeah, well, I could say there you have it, but again, we don't know. We're going to find out. There is an obvious, and I'm saying it's obvious because I've just read out the information to you. There is obviously an assessment being making that the war, or at least the front line, is now also on the seaports. Now, if that's our front line, that's also the front line for the Pakistanis. Gwadar port is currently, large parts of it are owned and operated by the Chinese. Karachi port, the Chinese have a large presence, but it's still under officially Pakistani management. So if you were to look at one seriously, it would probably be Karachi, which is the bigger of the two. Now the question that we cannot answer for you is whether activities have already taken place